Hi, Robin here, looking at computer-related legislation. This is for the OCR A-Level Computer Science. We're looking at the regulation of Investigatory Powers Act of 2000. So in many ways, this law is about who can access data and who has the permission to do so, and for the purpose of investigatory needs. This has been nicknamed the Snoopers Charter and is really appropriate to organisations such as GCHQ or Secret Service sort of processes, the military as well, who may need to intercept emails or to access private communications, and therefore what is appropriate and when is it okay for them to do that and when is it not, effectively. And again, how far does that reach go? So they're all government organisations of a form, but should that mean then that local councils can do this, job centres can, future employers, if you say work for a government organisation, can they snoop and watch everything that you're doing, perhaps in your own home? It's all about the kind of who can and can't monitor your behaviours and when can they monitor those behaviours. So there has been various issues with this in the past where the sort of organisations have been, say, perhaps snooping on people, if you want to use that word, listening to their phone calls, reading email messages, going through litter bins, whatever it may be. And that can be used to sort of obviously monitor people's behaviour, perhaps to sort of, you might be doing it with the good intent that you want to sort of check, is somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing, but equally it should fall within particular remits. And there has been sort of situations where the anti-terror legislation has been used kind of inappropriately to monitor people and to sort of misguide people, if you like, on the behaviour of this. So like I say, there has been issues in sort of recent times where these powers have been used in perhaps an inappropriate manner, and therefore again is something that is then kind of covered by the law. There are 10 provisions in all in the Act. So for example, we have the regulation of circumstances and methods which public bodies may carry out covert surveillance. So in other words, when are they allowed to survey you? When are they allowed to kind of, when's it appropriate? There needs to be a statutory framework in what's permissible in that compliance. And it covers 5 main areas. So what we call directed surveillance, so when you're photographing people; intrusive surveillance, when you're putting bugs on people's phones, or a little bit like the James Bond aspect of sort of hiding a bug within a lamp, or sort of within the wall, or whatever it may be. The use of human intelligence sources, so informants and undercover officers, emails, and again intercepting emails, so listening into calls, listening to behaviours, and again when these are appropriate and when it's inappropriate to do so. The Secretary of State can issue an interception warrant, and this is the only part of the Act that actually requires a warrant to do so, and is sort of there to help them to protect the national interest ultimately against crime, against potential disorder, health issues, etc. It also grants law enforcement agents to power the demand that individuals and businesses have to sort of decrypt and encrypt various bits of data. It regulates the way that covert human intelligence sources can be used, as I said, about with informants, and again the behaviours of those informants. When it's a sort of, there's a grey area with informants about kind of how an undercover officer should be employed and whether they go on to then commit crimes themselves as a part of that behaviour, and where that should stand and whether that's appropriate or not. And this law is all sort of thinking about those aspects. Again, the communication of data, so kind of keeping logs on people, recording people's IP addresses, and a lot of these things can be accessed without a warrant, which is again, like I say, it's quite interesting aspects of this. Again, it extends surveillance powers to a wide range of public authorities. It gives you the ability to kind of look at kind of different sort of situations and the way that surveillance is being used, but also then to introduce criminal penalties for the misuse of this power and when it's appropriate to be used as a result. So thank you for watching. I hope you've found that sort of useful, and please do like and subscribe. It really helps me to help others. Thank you for watching.